Hi, and welcome to the Symbols of the Waite Smith Tarot, Five of Swords. In our system, 5 stands for change, challenge, disturbance, and adaptation, while the swords indicate thoughts, reason, judgments, communication, and conflict. Some traditional meanings of the Waite Smith Tarot, Five of Swords are strife, conquest, argument, winning at all cost, conflicting ideas, and defeat. Looking to the card, we see 3 figures. The one at the farthest distance stands hunched over with his head in his hands. The figure at the medium distance stands upright with his back to the viewer. And the largest figure in the foreground stands upright, body facing forward while his head glances back. He is carrying 3 swords, 2 pointing upright and 1 pointing down. There are 2 swords on the ground near his feet. We have a body of water in the background and some jagged-looking clouds in the sky. First, let's look at our 3 figures. Together, these 3 figures could be showing a confrontation, an argument, or the conclusion of a fight. Or, in another light, these figures, in their various positions, could represent 3 different stages of personal development within a single individual. In this light, we can see the farthest figure as the beginning developmental stage in which one is weak. The hunched position representing weakness or lack of courage, while his head in his hands shows that he is not able to face things or that he is carrying shame or despair. That he is nearest the water's edge and does not hold any swords at all may suggest that this state is derived from a strong feeling nature. As time passes, the middling figure is our subject in the middle stage of development. He is now standing upright, however, his back is turned, showing this he is still not quite owning himself at this point. He walks towards the water, showing that his emotions are still controlling the situation. However, the red cloak thrown over his shoulder does point to him beginning to come to terms with his own will. And finally, we have our main figure standing erect with all of his weapons at his disposal. His glance shows that he understands where he has been. In this case, his facial expression can be read as satisfaction over his growth. In a more common interpretation, taking the same scene as the outcome of a conflict, we can look at his backward glance as taking stock of the situation and his facial expression as one of arrogance or ill will. If we turn our attention to the swords that our main figure is holding, we see that 2 are upright while 1 is pointing downward. The 2 upright and 1 downward show an imbalance in the mind, perhaps between conscious and unconscious motivations. The remaining 2 swords at his feet are perhaps showing that he does not have all the facts or that he has failed to grasp some important information. That he has all the swords at his disposal while our 2 minor figures have none suggests that he holds all the power and that communication has broken down between them. The 2 in the background no longer have a say either by force or they have simply chosen not to participate. Next, let's look at the clothing of our main figure. We see he is wearing a red outfit covered by a green tunic and brown boots. Red symbolizes the conscious will and personal power, while the green tunic suggests growth and confidence, but also inexperience and immaturity. The yellow clothing of the 2 figures in retreat, in this case, negatively suggests distrust, mental unrest, or envy. The jagged clouds and windy atmosphere suggest conflict, discord, and the winds of change. Again, like so many of the cards in the Waite Smith Tarot, we have mountains representing challenges, tests, and spiritual attainment. Here they appear on the far shore of the water, while none of our figures pays them any attention. This perhaps can show a lack of foresight and not seeing the big picture, instead being caught up in the pettiness of the mundane. So those are just some of the symbols of the Waite Smith Tarot, Five of Swords. I hope you will join me next time for the Six of Swords.